Welcome to Weekly Crazy Stock Moves, where we break down the market madness so you do not have to. Well, this week was a wild ride of are we up or are we down? The S&P 500 kept trying to reach for new records, clinging to them like a toddler with a cookie, barely up a point. Meanwhile, volatility dipped, Bitcoin went absolutely nuts, hitting new record highs, and the Dow transports, yes, the Dow transports were flying high, outperforming the S&P by the most in 2 months thanks to some optimistic airline forecasts. Let's talk about our top gainers. NVIDIA, the chip giant, flirted with a $4 trillion valuation. We all saw it coming, right? This is pure AI hype at work. But our lone wolf analyst Jay Goldberg says it is priced to perfection. What is next for NVIDIA? It is at major resistance levels. If it breaks out, it could fly. But if it rolls over, well, watch out for a topping tail, because all good things, even multi-trillion-dollar tech stocks, must come to an end. Then we had ProKidney, a drug developer, which soared over 500% after some positive trial results. Talk about a jolt. For ProKidney, this is likely a one-time pop. Unless they find a cure for everything, expect a pullback as traders take profits. AES, a renewable power provider, jumped 20% on acquisition talks. Everyone loves a good M&A rumor, especially in the green energy space. The future here depends entirely on if that deal actually materializes. On the losing side, Datadog dropped after Guggenheim downgraded it, citing OpenAI potentially building its own internal solution. It seems OpenAI's sparkling fairy dust cannot save everyone. What is next for Datadog? This is seen as a unique situation for OpenAI, not necessarily a wider trend, but it means Datadog needs to diversify its big clients. Hershey, the candy king, was down after some management changes and rising cocoa prices. Yes, even chocolate is getting squeezed. Expect smaller candy bars or higher prices to combat those record cocoa costs. And Monster Beverage, the energy drink giant, got hit with a downgrade on valuation and tariff pressures from aluminum prices. It seems even Monster cannot outrun inflation. For both Hershey and Monster, continued margin pressure means their bottom lines could get a little less sweet. Looking ahead to next week, get ready for some serious market action. Earnings season officially kicks off with Delta and other big banks reporting. This means we will get a clearer picture of corporate confidence. But the real fireworks? They are coming from inflation data. CPI and PPI numbers drop next week. If inflation is hotter than expected, hold on to your hats, because the market is priced for perfection right now, and any surprise could cause a major repricing. On the charts, the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 are both sitting under major resistance. There is a key uptrend line from April 7th that, if broken to the downside, could open the floodgates for sellers. Both indices are also forming a tight wedge pattern, indicating a big move is coming, either up or down, by the end of next week. The dollar is right on a long-term resistance line, and the 10-year yield is nudging 4.43%. Hot inflation could push it to 4.55%. Bitcoin is hovering around $118,000 above a trend line, but watch for the weekly close to confirm a true breakout or a reversal. Netflix has already pulled back $100 from its highs, signaling institutional profit-taking ahead of its earnings. And keep an eye on CrowdStrike and Meta. Their charts are starting to show some bearish patterns. Overall, volume is declining, suggesting a lack of institutional participation, and negative divergences are popping up on the relative strength index. That is all the crazy we have time for this week. Thank you for tuning in to Weekly Crazy Stock Moves. You can find this podcast and many other interesting videos on the Weirdo News YouTube channel. Links are in the description. Please like, comment, and subscribe to support our content. Disclaimer: this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before investing.